Mardu midrange, chat. We've got kind of the red-white midrange deck splashing some black. We've got kind of Dead Guy Ale with some red cards, just like playing a bunch of good quality cards in interaction. Thoughtseize and Lightning Helix here. Things like Bonecrusher Giant, K-Command to pick all our friends back up. Chandra, Torch of Defiance, and Glorybringer at the top end of our curve here for some quality interaction. So dive on into some games and see how this goes. It definitely looks like a mashup of two different mid-range decks that I like. So I'm interested to see how all these pieces taste together. Thanks for the follow, Tiki in 60. When do you decide to rebalance a card versus just ban it? Well, they currently don't rebalance cards at all. Also, I think once you open yourself up to rebalancing things, you stop banning things outright, but you do soft ban them by rebalancing them to be unplayable. Red Guy Ale, love it. It's basically what happens. Bolt the bird here. Yeah, saying they rebalance cards, then pointing out companions is a bad faith argument, though. It's a very Twitch chat actually type response. Because you know as well as I do that that's the exception, it's not the rule, it's not the average. Sir, thanks for the 2/3 of a year, I appreciate that, welcome back. So I'm about to kill this troll, and I also just timed someone out in Twitch chat, so you could argue that they're kind of the same thing.
Feel the burn.
Oh, they're playing the green aggro splash counter spells, huh? They have the decisive whatever. Oh man, 5 cards in hand and passed with all their mana up? Whatever could they have, chat? No plays? Pretty unlucky.
Today's my lucky day.
I think we're actually just passing here. I think I want to hold up these activations to protect Chandra. Correct. Banning Brainstorm is a fine thing to do because it simply lowers the power level of all of those decks. It doesn't render any of them unplayable. Reduces consistency. So most of the decks that play Brainstorm, for example, like Jeskai Control, wouldn't play Opt over Brainstorm. They would just play more spells that do stuff, which would increase diversity in the format. Would increase the range of play patterns, I should say. So they don't have good attacks here because of Knight of the Ebon Legion. Unfortunately, it kind of feels like we're dead here, huh? I feel like I needed to hit a dragon there to have a real shot. Definitely feels dead, man. They have this in play too, which can make a 4/4. This is a viewer submission, James. But I remember you mentioning you were trying out Black and Dead Guy. You missed the context. Do people think Brainstorm is too strong for Historic? 60% of the upcoming Mythic Championship has registered Brainstorm, Haba Hut. There are almost 650 copies of the card there. Stunt Bum, thanks for the 14 months. Welcome back. Yeah, a Danto over Silencer could definitely be reasonable, especially with the synergy it has with this. No, I don't think double pumping this really has value. So I'm gonna single pump this, and then pump this, and go block, block. Well, I guess they have Ruinous. I think we're dead anyways. I don't think it matters. Oh, right, and this gives Trample. Yikes. Magic.gg has the stats for the championship that I'm talking about.
I don't need this.
Flunk is great. Vanishing Verse is great. Rip Apart, not particularly exciting. They don't have that many things with 3 toughness. Thoughtseize seems like an easy cut. Rest of this seems fine. It is a lot of Phoenix, yeah. And Phoenix has been the best performing deck for the last 2 weekends now. It's Scott Beck. Thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Wouldn't be able to be here without folks like you. Sure, suspended versus banned is semantics mostly. I prefer they actually ban it so that way people get wild cards. That's the semantical difference. The only distinction between suspended and banned is suspending it doesn't give you wild cards. Over 60% of the upcoming Mythic Championship is registered Brainstorm. It's time to go. Listen, chat, I've been calling for Brainstorm bans for the last decade of my Magic career. It's only natural that I should pick up the flag and champion the cause here now as well. And it has become apparent that it is in fact too good. Ernie Jan, thanks for the quarter of a year. Welcome back. Correct, yeah, Wizards can't block Warriors when it comes to banning Brainstorm and Legacy. They're cowards, but we can. It's not a sacred cow here. We can ban Brainstorm in this format. So, I think when you have access to red, 4-mana Ajani is just much worse than Chandra. She's just a better card advantage planeswalker. Yes, the new overlay is baller. Vanishing Verse is really slick. It's very possible we want some of these in our main deck. I think we just killed their thing, game 3 here. Yeah. If Vanishing Verse hit 5-mana Teferi, it'd be a 4 of in all these decks. For now, you have to split with Fracture, though.
We're done here.
Hey, Epic, thanks for the follow. Despark versus Phoenix. Yeah, I can see that. I don't know, we have, what's it called? We have this card, Vanishing Verse, so... I guess Despark's better than Fracture against things like Gruul too. Yeah, maybe Despark is just the better card, Derek. You might be right. Does it matter that Despark misses Sprite Dragon? Yeah, Fracture doesn't hit Sprite Dragon either, though, Grimaldin. It's like we're talking about cutting a card that doesn't do that anyways, so not really a relevant comparison. Like Fracture's not a card that comes in against Phoenix at all. You just don't port it in there. If they have another denial, we can see a fight here, which is like fine for us and also fine for them. Like it's an exchange both of us are happy with. EBC, good afternoon. Yeah, Baleful Mastery is fine. As a real downside, I'm a bigger fan of Baleful Mastery inside of Narset decks, so you can sometimes mitigate the downside that it has, but... We need 5 green for that we're paying a life. Just want to hold up blue for whatever reason. Have another decisive denial. Step on your elf, play Bonecrusher Giant. Stop. Okay, so they're at 8. Does token have trample? It does. Oh. How do you feel about Chandra into Silverquill Silencer? Or Chandra into Celebrant, sorry. Can't do this one. Needs black and white. Hepchet's a sorcery, Pelly. They'd have had to do that pre-combat, and then I would have blocked different.
You wanna go, tough guy? Oh, this is gonna hurt.
I don't have lethal with these two because of this. They also could have a collecting company. Yep, Rowan's gonna do it. You know, I don't know that I like Rip Apart in this sideboard. Especially with Fracture as a way to kill other things. cut these for another Verse and a Despark. There. Big chunky green dorks. Very good against our red removal though, for sure. Sure. We are Legion, chat. Yeah, I think that's a fine matchup to be bad in. That archetype is not particularly popular or powerful. Land. To kill us at least, I guess. Do I read much? I do not. I'm a Magic player. I haven't read a book since undergrad, I don't think. Yeah, if we'd have hit the land, we'd have gotten the Knights of Ebon Legion out of shock range and run them down here. Unfortunately, Magic the Gathering has occurred on your screen. How many lands is this deck playing is a good question. Are there 20? There are less than 26 in here. I bet there's less than 26. I didn't check the mana base. Holy crap. All right, hold on. We're done. I'm gonna fix the mana. So, I wasn't planning to play this. There's 24, there's 2 spell lands, but it should be 26. Play more spells, chat. Yeah, there's 20, there's 24, but like, it should definitely be 26. People hate being able to play Magic, chat. I don't know, and I've said this before, but the number one thing I do to deck list people send me is add lands to them. Like, play more lands, people. This is only 8, 14. There were only 13 red sources in this deck. Gosh, I'm being reminded why I need to look at mana bases. Yeah, let's clean this up. This is how many white sources? So this is 9, 11, 15 now. And how many black sources? Way too many. We have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. We have 22 black. So the original mana base was 21 black, 14 white, 13 red, which is definitely light. So I want to cut black sources for other colors of mana. And ideally, I want my black sources to be on 1. So cutting some of these black sources that come into play tapped on 1 is ideal. Honestly, I probably wouldn't mind more untapped black on 1. Let's get Concealed Courtyard in here. So I don't know that I want red-white fast land, because my red spells that need more red mana are 4s and 5s. So ideally, I want my red lands to be coming into play untapped on turns 4 and 5. So if I want fast lands, I want them to be Concealed Courtyards. And then this is, how many now? This is 20, that's 17, 19 black. That's probably plenty. Yeah, honestly, it might be right to just like cut these and play Smashings as our other utility land. I kind of like that. This is an untapped red source, technically, when you need it in a pinch. All right, and then what does this look like? So again, I'm just counting how many of each source of color mana that I have. So this is 8, 12. So it's 12 untapped black on one, and then 14, 18 black overall is probably good. And then we have 6, 13, 17 white. And then for red, I have 8, 18. Yeah. So this is now 18 black, 18 red, 17 white, which sounds about good. Yeah, that sounds much better. Is adding Clifftop Retreat right before the 4th Foundry. Maybe. Especially with Knight plus Thoughtseize in our deck, it might be right to just play more Shocklands. We have 10 Shocks and 4 Triomes, though, as well. So, like, the Buddy lands are going to come into play untapped pretty frequently. What spells did I cut for more lands? You'll be able to see the deck list on the overlay momentarily. You can just import it from there. Oh, BZ, thanks for the follow. I apologize for not doing the mana base in advance. I wasn't planning to do a 4th deck today. We just had one finish quickly earlier. Normally I fix the mana bases off stream before we start. This is fine. Needs a black source, but even if we miss on it, we like still have a red-white mid-range curve. That's fine. Yeah, thanks for the follow. Yeah, fixing them on stream occasionally is fine. I think if we did it every stream for every deck, it would get tedious, but we do it infrequently enough that it's fine content. Nailed it. Never didn't have it. That's scary. Oh, this is Martin Yusa. So we're going to lose our K-Command here, I assume. Morning Dragon. Interesting that they're on Arcanist without Luris. Yeah, Bone Daddy. I like it. Sounds like most of the decks you get are really built around. I mean, at a minimum, we're building around the mana, right? That's joke's on you, Martin. I didn't want to cast these spells anyways. So the 21-month Betsu. An argument for Revel in Silent because it prevents the activation. I mean, it's spending a card to do that. Ooh, that's sweet. You think they're on Sedgemoor Witch too? I bet they're on Sedgemoor Witch too, huh? Considered a how to build mana bases in historic primer for YouTube. Maybe. The format stabilized enough at this point that might be worthwhile. For a while, the format was gaining cards quickly enough, consistently enough that I don't think that would have been worth time to do. But yeah, something like that at some point might be good. Give examples of like mid-range mana base, control mana base. So discard spells out in the discard mirror. We just want as many cards as possible to play to the board and kill their stuff. Is it possible this is an Awakened Inferno matchup? This just dies to Swamp. It's our Swamp Stomp. I think this might go long enough that this is reasonable. She doesn't kill the Pyromancer tokens, but she clears out a lot of the rest. Yeah, no joke. If you are importing a deck list from anywhere other than my website, you should probably cut 1 to 2 spells for lands. Most people that play Magic don't play enough lands yet. And then this discard means that they're about to play Arcanist here. And this is why you don't mulligan in these matchups. You just keep hands that have lands and spells because they're gonna Thoughtseize you anyways. See if we can catch them with their hand in the cookie jar here. Yeah, definitely Huffmania. As we've added more utility lands, people still don't play enough. Okay, so I think we just do this, right? Like hit you for 2.
This'll be easy.
What's the correct number of lands to play in Manaless Dredge? However many your heart desires, because if you're playing Manaless Dredge, you're not playing to be competitive anyways. Or if you like to let the greed flow through you, download a deck from Jeff's website and cut a land or 2. Oh, Atarka's command murders my Chandra here. Wasn't thinking about that. I guess we got the command out of them.
You don't need me anymore.
That's a great draw. Much better than Eggdom's Awakening, huh? Eggdom's Awakening would have been awful here. We're not in that good of a spot here. They're like 1 land away from doing this. Yeah. Yeah, their build looks sweet. I wonder if this is his championship deck list or not. I'm just gonna put him on a clock.
Get out of my way.
They obviously get to kick Bloodchief's Thirst here, but if we can just peel some interaction off the top, we can run him down with the emblem. Especially if we draw like a Glorybringer or another Chandra. Like any amount of pressure from us here makes this emblem heat things up here. Hey, Paladin, thanks for the 14 months. Welcome back. Noise. It's like we drew it up, Chip. Oh no, my dragon!
It's over when I say it's over.
Vanishing Verse, same as the first, a little bit louder and a whole lot worse. And we're technically behind at this point. Yeah. Yes, Blood Chief's Thirst this game here is showing why it's much better than Fatal Push. My friend. And then, unfortunately, this is about to die to a thirst. You do get a sword, Yurtle. Thanks for the entire year. Welcome back. Be nice to the mods, Gandalf. How's the Legend deck? It was fine. Not busted or anything, but played some good games. Had some solid curves. Alright. Better late than never. You know what? I technically should have done that for 4 because they're in a Tarka's command deck. Although if they had command, they would have just killed me, right? Never mind. JK. This is why discard spells in matchups like this are awkward. Our discard spell at least is a body. Yeah, see? This is exactly why I board these out. Like, his Thoughtseize early this game was good when it was on turn 1, but like, you have to draw these cards on turns, you know, turn 12. And we're exchanging resources in a matchup like this, so the games are frequently going to go long. Hey, Bob, thanks for the 12 months. Speaking of, got new swords today. Welcome back. Yeah, I mean, 6 mana Chandra, you're like 8 a removal spell, but she got an emblem in first. Does Martin stream? With some consistency. Sure. And again, like any hand with lands and spells you keep against their deck, they left their discard spells in. I don't want to mulligan looking for a stronger hand and then get picked apart. Assuming they have Arcanist, I'll assume we'll lose the Relic here. What they take here, we'll take on. Depending on the context of their hand. Yeah, that take... Oh, I forgot. Well... Oops. Scholar, thanks for the 27 months. Welcome back. I was talking and clicking at the same time. Nailed it. Never didn't have it. Think's the best deck if Brainstorm gets banned. No idea. Honestly, all the decks that are currently still good are probably still good, which is why Brainstorm's a good ban. If you can ban a card to make all of the good decks still be good but slightly worse, that's a good change. We might get paid off having this mistake by like not getting stomped here. I guess this gets stomped, but whatever. Yeah, we haven't seen anything that prevents them from playing Wellspring yet, right? Everything they've played could put Wellspring. What put Brainstorm over the top? I mean, Brainstorm's just an incredibly powerful card. It adds a ton of consistency in the decks that can play it. I mean, Jeskai Control has also been at the top of everything for multiple weeks now, which is also a Brainstorm deck. So it's definitely not just Phoenix. Like all 3 of the most played decks in the championship tournament this weekend are Brainstorm decks. Because Martin has chosen to leave discard spells in against me post board, I'm gonna wait to cycle this because I don't want to cycle it and get discard spelled and then get got. Ooh, that's a good one. Well then. I'm gonna start here, I think. When I crafted Mardu Pyro, I had the Wellspring in the sideboard without it being the companion for about a week. Hello, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. So I think we just say you discard, pick my knight back up. And then we just like go knight here. I'm not expecting sweepers out of their archetype. And this hit them this turn, so these are going to 2/3s. We've got 6 mana, so we can activate both of them. They get 2 cards here, but they need a sweeper or something like Legion's End to really get out of this, I think. Love Struck Beast really should have been paying attention in class. It makes me wonder how different game 2 would have been if Martin had cut his targeted discard. Because, like, the end of that game, they had, like, 3 different discard spells in their hand. And, like, their early Thoughtseize was good. The game would have just been different, right? Because their early Thoughtseize took a good spell for me, but then, like, they also drew 3 bricks late. Gatto Mistrate, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. Our opponent's rank 97. This hand's really good against Jeskai control, so we'll keep it. It is the Jeff Mir match. Phoenix. Yeah, it definitely feels like the traditional wisdom for Modern of people boarding out discard spells isn't one people have ported over here, and I've been very happy with doing it. I think it's still very good wisdom. I'm gonna wait to play Thoughtseize till turn 2 here because we drew the second shock land. So if they don't kill this Knight of the Ebon Legion, I can shock land Thoughtseize, get a counter on my Knight turn 2 now. Okay, so we take Indomitable Creativity, and we're just, like, never casting a spell until they kill this Knight. It's a traditional wisdom about discard in Modern. You board it out into the discard mirror match. For exactly the reason I was describing in that last game, discard mirror matches are mid-range attrition decks, generally speaking. Obviously, if, like, your opponent's playing a combo deck with Thoughtseize, it's different. But if you're both playing discard mid-range decks, you both want the game to go long, and you're going to be empty-handed in a game that goes long, so you want to cut them for cards that play to the board. Well, generally speaking, you're bringing in, like, removal spells and stuff, so, like, you're replacing the discard spells. Like, in my Pyro Witch deck up on my website, for example, the Mardu one, I cut the discard spells there in the discard mirror, but I bring in other instants and sorceries. Alright, so they hit the thing, so we're dead. This is, you can't Thoughtseize the top of their deck, chat. Sometimes this is gonna happen and you're gonna die. Wait, did they just brick? Doesn't matter, we're still dead, right? I guess they could theoretically brick again next turn and be forced to jump block, but it's pretty unlikely. I'll take the 1%er here real quick. Was there a time warp in the reveal? Let me check the game log really quick to see if there is a time warp in the reveal. Okay, so Fry is good here. Despark is good. Duress is good. They're a Mizzix Mastery deck, right? So Relic is, like, fine. I don't know if Kai is good. Grinding with K command doesn't sound particularly exciting. Helix doesn't kill anything reasonable. This is not a matchup where Flunk is good. This is a place where, like, Heartless Act would be better. You bring in Kaya as just miscellaneous graveyard hate that's also technically a win condition. I guess K command kills treasures and shocks tokens. Maybe we keep that because you can respond with it. What do I want from here? Chandra's kind of slow and clunky. Actually, yeah, maybe we cut these and, like, we put in a couple of Helix so they can kill the tokens in response. I think that's strictly true, fish to the face. This card's also technically reach. So the situation you're often going to get in a matchup like this is, like, you Thoughtseize their first combo play, and then having something like Kolaghan's command means that we can have something to respond to if they re-top deck their combo. It's like the TLDR. Yeah, if you get them completely empty-handed, instant speed discard could be relevant, but I need Mizzix Mastery with this. The Damnation card sleeves look damn good, chat. Got me. Yes, that's exactly correct, Quasi. It's for decks like this. I know we just lost that first game, but on average, decks like this have a pretty okay combo matchup because so much of our disruption is proactive. Sure, you're not listening to what I'm saying, fish to the face. I'm not saying you start holding up Kolaghan's command on turn 3. What I'm saying is, after you've disrupted them a little bit with other tools and have pressure in play, holding up a card like Kolaghan's command can be the difference between winning and losing. So you're right. I need to, like, take time to, like, get pressure into play. Thank you, wife. You're the best. She's gonna get up lunch, chat. This is a part where they play Dwarven Mine and kill us. I have to tap my only black source. So I was like, I want to leave a black to bluff, but I only have one black. Feels like we're pretending to be a tempo deck. No, we are a tempo deck. It's exactly what we are as a tempo deck. Probably dead here. I mean, they still get to put Velocibus into play, it just can't take a turn. And then, like, they have Magma Opus in the bin, so, like, even if they block for some reason, that's silly here. They get to do that next turn. Yeah, just very dead. This build probably has a much worse matchup here than something like the Dead Guy Ale deck that we've played, where you're a little bit lower to the ground and have tools like Thalia. Opponent's almost a Mythic gamer, so almost assuredly Jeskai control. It's incredible to me how little Phoenix there is on the ladder. If you're on mobile, you can tap the little untapped icon for the plugin and take a look at the deck list there. Because it works on mobile. Because it's great. BT Dubs, thank you to the 570 Twitch subs that took a couple minutes to fill out the sub survey that's linked in the subs Discord server. The percentages for everything are pretty well set at this point. They're not going to move. But if you're someone that wants to leave me specific feedback in a more formal way in the free response section, I'll probably be checking for specific feedback there for the next day or two still. I'll probably Saturday or Sunday sit down and read through everything that people have typed in. Hey Shin, thanks for the 7 months. Welcome back. Unfortunately, YouTube doesn't support any type of overlay like that. You can in theory pause YouTube and look up cards though, because it's not live. Agree that in terms of psychological bias, there is a bias in favor of Gandalf and a bias against Phoenix. But what about YouTube Live? Naming cards they have in their hand is pretty good with Silverquill Silencer. Heals Magic Man. At least they're having the opposite problem, I guess. If you find a red source, this Helix probably wins the game mostly on its own. Oh, he said before they drew Hazoret. Did I even show them red cards? I think I'm just conceding. Vanishing Verse and Despark, both solid Hazoret answers, looking good. Thoughtseize, very easy cut here. Oh, Facebook Live. Based on sites that measure metrics on watch time, for a while there, I don't know if it's still true, but last year, Facebook Live had more watch time than YouTube Gaming did, which was kind of funny. Scroll doesn't seem particularly exciting here. Thanks for the follow, Okahunit. Hey Shin, thanks for the 7 months. It's a low bar. It is a low bar. Twitch has like 60 or 70% of the live streaming marketplace. Dr. Disrespect. I wonder if it will ever become public what he did to get banned from Twitch. And Facebook get in trouble for inflating their metrics. They all inflate their metrics, chat. They all embed and post shit, like even Twitch's viewer numbers, right? Like how like the Magic streams looked bigger than they were. Didn't he stream from a public bathroom? Yeah, but he was unbanned after that. Oh, was he pushing COVID misinformation? I would have an incredible amount of respect for Twitch if that's why he was banned. I don't really know anything about him personally. I just know he exists. He exists. That's such an adorable emote. The Vaporeon emote there, Zach. Alright, so what if we murder this, pick this up? I mean, he received a temp ban for doing that. Twitch does not. But there's a good chance we'll never know, Bluefire. There's a very, very good chance we'll never know. We're supposed to murder this and attack them for one. We could also take like a hyper-aggressive line of like shock in a land attack for 7, but I think that's probably wrong. Yeah, it was Twitch banning Disrespect definitely was that as like a warning shot to, hey, you're never so big that we can't get rid of you. This is where the magic happens, chat. I have to rage cut a land. I'd like the record to reflect that the land I added was a cycle land, so I guess I added one non-utility land. It is worth noting that one thing, you know, talking about this Mardu deck versus, you know, black-white or red-white, one thing that this 3-color build does give up is utility lands, right? Like, if you look at the Dead Guy Ale deck on my site, I think it has 6 or 7 utility lands in it. It's playing things like Blink Moth on top of spell lands and cycle lands. And same thing with the red-white deck. So you take more damage from your mana base, and you lose some consistency, and you lose those utility lands that help when you flood. Ooh, red, white, burn. Get him. Get him. He's dead, Jim. I'm gonna name Lightning Helix since they're almost assuredly playing 4 of them. Yeah, I think these dedicated burn decks are 1 to 2 deal 3 spells away from being consistent enough. They definitely feel a little bit slow and fair compared to the rest of the format. Well, I mean... Yeah, like when this archetype gets Boros, Charm, and Ravnica, it'll be a big pickup. I would like to gain 1 life. And they drew 6 lands here, so they get to, like, draw and cast Lurrus here, potentially. Small saving grace for us here. They elected not to hit us with Ramunap Runes this turn, so now I get an extra chance to draw Lightning Helix if they brick. That being said, very probabilistically dead. Definitely feeling that bleed from our mana here, right? We played 4 shock lands in a row this game, which is incredibly unlikely to be what we do if we're playing a 2-color deck. We also drew, like, Thoughtseize that didn't do us any favors, but definitely was feeling our mana there. We did Skyzos. Ichiban Cards, thanks for the follow. Good afternoon. You can play them as lands, you do not have to pay mana. You're told the turtle, in answer to your question. One giant helping of Eldraine for our opponent, please. Try and be proactive here and pivot. Stage is lit. Double a braid. Yep. Makes red, right? And Helix us while they're tapped out. Not playing another Bonecrusher here since they have double a braid face up. This game should pretty much be over at this point. Really surprised they boarded in a braid. They're definitely the beatdown here. Trying to be reactive is not where they want to be in life. When they're pointing cards, spending cards to hit our creatures instead of our face, it's everything we want. The fact that they have Roiling Vortex, I think it might bring in a Fracture for game 2 because it kills Beaumont Courier as well.
Screaming? Oh, today's my lucky day.
Their bones shall be ground into the dirt, chat. I'm gonna hold up Helix / K command here. They tap off of red, we'll Helix them just to lock up the game, basically. Okay, that was the easy game. Now we have to try and win a game on the draw. Now we have to try and win a game on the draw. Hopefully they keep your rates in. Cards that don't kill us are great. Look at chat, I even made sure to put my Pokemon shirt on today because we're gonna play some Pogo after this. Yeah, we're on theme. Sure. We have not seen Soulscar Mage out of our opponent's deck, no. Triskaphobia, probably a lot. There he is. Speak of the devil and it will appear. Yeah, holding this up was probably wrong. Just because of that. I don't know. If I play this out, it probably just dies. Not using my mana there was so inefficient. Maybe I'm just supposed to Ravage Grind them at end of turn when they pump this up. There's those breeds again. So, obviously, they can recast this with Lurith, but they need a white source to do that because of the way they've played their lands. And it buys me a little bit of tempo at least. And they have things in here they could return anyways, so. Sweet, and Beaumont Courier here means the second K command gets to get him. Alright, so the last card in their hand is good, because they didn't trade it for a random. I'm pretty sure that was 2+ years ago. Was that 3 years ago? It might have been 3 years ago at this point. It's been a while. Our opponent drew enough lands that we might recover from the fact that I fumbled on turn 3. More than 30 months, so it was before me. Oh, Twitch chat. You can go back and look it up. I think it was 3 years ago. That sounds like 2018. I'm pretty sure I wasn't doing Arena at that point. And I started, 2019 was mostly Arena content. Right. Try and draw a Helix here. Keep them from killing us with the sorcery here, at least. If you're getting audio distortion, refresh your Twitch stream. They draw a Helix or a Wizard's Lightning, obviously. We're still dead, but this keeps them off of sorcery speed stuff. Oh, no! Oh, no! They couldn't cast it on their turns yet. They could. I had silenced them. Yeah, I don't. This really just didn't feel particularly good. A common theme among these kind of mid-rangey decks that we've played in this format is the third color really just isn't free. And I didn't feel like this deck was doing something. Like, I didn't feel like the power level increase that we got from having a wider range of cards to pick from made up for the fact that we had fewer utility lands, meaning we flooded out more often, as well as taking a lot more damage from our mana base because we're playing 10 shock lands as opposed to the 4 like red, white, mid-range or dead guy ale plays. So yeah, I feel like I would just try and stay in one lane or the other rather than trying to mash those two kind of up. Like all of the cards in this deck are good. They're like good Magic cards, but the lack of utility lands and the pain for the mana base is just a tough sell for me. So, all right, that's gonna